Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this WILN Sports Special presentation of the high school football game of the week, brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton. Tonight, week number 5, as the 2-2 Bulldogs of Berwick play host to the 2-2 Wolfpack of Wilkes-Barre area. You are looking live at Crispin Field in Berwick, home of the Berwick Bulldogs. We thank you for joining us for continuing coverage of high school football on WILN. I'm Marty Burns, joined as always by the coach Joe DeMelfi, Jim Burns on the stats. And before we can preview tonight's game, we are moments away from getting right next door to us some students from Berwick getting ready to perform, Joe, our national anthem.
They are, and anxiously awaiting the signal as the crowd stands.
With accompaniment from the Berwick High School Marching Band and members of the Alumni Band, outstanding rendition of the Berwick Alma Mater and our national anthem, we are just about set for football. The referee tonight is Mr. Jim Elliott. And the other 5, Joe, all have some kind of association with Mr. Burns here in front of us.
Yes, they do.
John Basic, the umpire, Chris Basic, the linesman, the line judge, Chad Obert, the field judge, Tom McCollum, and the side judge, Mr. Kevin Harry. Some people may say for that crew, in association with Mr. Burns, stripes is probably appropriate.
Game time temperature tonight. Teams take the field.
We are set for a matchup of two teams, 2-2. The Bulldogs coming off an impressive victory that we were here for against Williamsport, winners of 2 in a row.
I'll tell you what, Marty, defensively, the Bulldogs playing very well. Offensively, they're scoring. But again, that run defense has been stifling
Deep for
for
Wilkes-Barre, number
Berwick.
2, Dominic Acerno, number 3, Mackay Nelson, and number 26, Davin.
Number 26, Devon Underwood. Number 3, Mackay Nelson. Number 2, Dominic Acerno. Back deep for the Wolfpack, awaiting the kick from number 1, junior Luke Peters. This is a Barbush Automotive opening kickoff to the game. A short kick that takes a roll to the Wolfpack, and this is Underwood. And Underwood will be forced out of bounds across the 25-yard line. That's where the Wolfpack will begin, first and 10.
I'll tell you what you have to do, Marty, if you're an offense, if you come out and try to run the ball, Berwick stuffs you at first and second down, and it's going to be tough on third and long, so they're going to have to vary their offense.
First and 10 for the Wolfpack.
And the Wolfpack will come out with Jake Howe, the freshman quarterback, wearing number 12. Keep an eye on Nelson before the Hazleton area game where he was held to 93 yards, back-to-back 200-yard efforts. And Kishpa meets Nelson in the backfield for a loss of a yard.
Ran the ball to the right side. Kishbaugh drifted in from the left side. Backside of that offensive line needs to close a little quicker.
Stopped inside by Mike Bell, Chase Shuckers.
Howe will come under center.
Second and 11 from the 20.
Second and 11 for the Wolfpack. Play action. Howe met in the backfield and dropped for a loss. Slabinski was first there. And finishing off the tackle, Joe, Tristan English.
Tristan English again up the field. Slabinski backside. Howe has no place to go, forcing that third and long that we talked about earlier.
We saw it last week with Hennigan in the Williamsport running game. Berwick comes out first 2 plays, disrupts the Wolfpack rushing attack.
Wilkes-Barre is big up front offensively. You're going to have to be a little quicker as they try to do the quick throw.
And getting some positive yardage is Nelson all the way out to the 34. Unfortunately for the Wolfpack, be about 3 yards shy of the first.
Defensive back for Berwick laying off because they had a third and long. Howe gets the ball very quickly to Wilson, and he's up the field. You see the speed he has, then knocked out of bounds.
Short of the first down.
Good to see back in the Berwick lineup, number 7, Dre Wilk. Awaiting the punt from number 31, Evan Corcoran. It's a BLB Auto Sales punt. Pressure, and I don't know if they got a hand on it.
Might have got a hand on it, Marty, as it comes to rest at Berwick's 29-yard line, but I think somebody tipped that thing inside.
Joe, I have to do this twice this week because I forgot last week. Many thanks to the Third Base Luncheonette for supplying our crew meal last week, which I remembered on the ride home that I had failed to do. So I want to thank the Third Base Luncheonette located just off of 9th Street in Hazleton. Many thanks to the Third Base Luncheonette. Bulldogs come out, first and 10 ball. Nose of the football right on the 30 of Berwick.
First and 10 Bulldogs.
Had a strong rushing attack last week, Joe, of over 350 yards.
Offensive line, we talked about them last week, doing an excellent job.
Give us the Sheptalk. It'll depend. He may have gotten right back to the original line of scrimmage. And Joe, I know you pointed it out last week. Not only the offensive line, give a lot of credit to Rowan Slabinski, the tight end. He had a couple of key blocks, especially, I believe, on that long touchdown run by Wilk.
I think the first hit here was by Hagenbaugh. Came up very quickly for Wilkes-Barre area to make the tackle. Berwick out of an I formation.
2 receivers to the bottom of the screen. They'll give it again to Sheptalk, and Sheptalk this time gets about 5 out to the 35.
They've been running that little counter play very effectively, Marty, over the last couple of games. We're looking at 3rd and 4, which makes the play calling a little easier.
3rd and 4.
They actually gave him 6 on the carry. Going against the defense coached by a guy who's been doing it a long time, Joe Ed Michaels.
Ed Michaels, longtime coach.
Wansinski, I apologize, Joe, his pass over the head of Wilk, incomplete. 2 3-and-outs and a defensive start to this game.
Tried to go trips, and they tried to hit Wilk on a little out after 2 receivers cleared. Didn't happen. 4th down. I was going to say Coach Michaels at Wyoming Valley West. Got to know him while I was at Wilkes University. Ciro has been there for a while when it was Coughlin High School, now the Wolfpack.
Wilk getting ready for the BLB Auto Sales punt. Fair catch, I believe, has been called for. Fumbled! Loose on the field, but I think the Wolfpack got it back.
Ball went right through his arms and bounced right back up. He was able to fall on it.
That was Naquan Johnson wearing number 8 for the Wolfpack. Got it back. And Joe, we've talked about it in the past, and maybe we'll talk about throughout this offensive series for the Wolfpack, but I don't think the Wilkes-Barre Area School District could have picked a better person than Ciro Cinti to lead this team. And what I mean by that, the adversity that this team had to go through, as there's going to be a toss play and dropped for a loss. Sheptalk, coming through.
Bo Sheptalk, you're going to see it here, Marty, tries to turn up. But Bo Sheptalk does a great job of getting off the block and then bringing the ball carrier.
I believe that was Davon Underwood wearing number 26, and he joins Howe in the shotgun. Quick drop, quick pass. And as they did on that 3rd long play, they get it out to Nelson, and he just lowered his shoulders straight up the sideline. He gets across the 45. Looks like they're going to mark him at about the 47, leaving about a 3rd and 3.
Berwick's going to have to deal with that because that's not the last time they're going to throw that, Marty. They run a slot out there and they bring the inside guy up the field, and they do it again.
And getting into Berwick territory for a Grand Central first down is Nelson.
A Wilkes-Barre first down.
Almost a variation, Joe, we talked about it last week, of the rocket screen.
It is, but it's an outside screen. They got the inside receiver coming up the field. They need to press that. They need to get the cornerback up involved quickly. A little bit of speed out there, and they get it up the field. They're running trips left side.
Underwood got hit by Kishbaugh first, and then a host of blue jerseys. Looks like they'll give him the forward progress to the back to the line of scrimmage. But, Joe, we were talking about it. This team went through so much adversity, whether trying to make sure that everybody came from their original high school to come to practice, and then where are you going to play your home games at? And last year they had to play at Wyoming Valley West. Now they've got themselves a home. But I think Ciro Cinti did a great job of keeping all that outside adversity away and keeping the team focused on football.
They run that slot again, pressed up. They try to go left side. Pick up good yardage, Marty, on that kick out.
The run by number 16.
That was Howie Shiner on the carry. Nice gain of about...
We'll bring up a 3rd and 3 from the Berwick 40.
About 7. Leaves it 3rd and 3 again.
Snyder from Berwick that time recovered to make the tackle.
It's going to be a toss this time to Shiner to the right side, and the Bulldogs there stack him up, and I believe that was Sheptalk again that led the charge for the Bulldog defense.
They're running a wide slot so they get some room out there, then tried to run off tackle there. He cut it back, and Sheptalk up the field very quickly with some help from his friends.
And Coach Cinti wants to play field position. Corcoran is out for a BLB Auto Sales punt. Wilk back deep for the Bulldogs. 4th and 4. Low snap. Corcoran does all he can to get rid of it. A nice kick. Pushes Wilk back to the 10. And Wilk is going to be brought down in the open field.
Fielding the punt.
Great open
Great
field.
tackle there by Logan Sienkiewicz.
I'll tell you what, Sienkiewicz, great open field, because once Wilk got by that tackle,
Side is 20-yard
could have been lights out. But Sienkiewicz doing an excellent job in the open field.
Here's the S.J. Kowalski replay, Joe.
First and 10
Or
from the 17.
we'll get it another time.
What he did, Marty, he made contact and he held on. That was the big thing.
It looked like Wilk was going to slip away, but what Sienkiewicz did, a nice job just grabbing onto the leg and ankle and
Holding
not
on.
letting go.
Yep.
Lonzinski will start this out of the shotgun as he gives it to Wilk. Didn't find anything to the far side. Now he's going to bring it back near side and be pushed out of bounds. What could have been a loss turns into a gain of about 4 as Shiner, along with Javont McClary, picked up the tackle on the far side out of bounds.
A little bit of speed will help you out a lot. There was nothing on the left side. Wilk runs out of that tackle and picks up decent yardage. From where he started, he was about 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Because of his speed, was able to pick up a couple of yards.
Too bad you can't teach speed, huh, Joe?
Can't teach speed. You might be able to increase a little bit, but most of it is
Ryan Bankus.
Bankus eluded one tackler, and all effort got him a gain of 3. So it's going to bring up a third down and about 3 for the Bulldogs.
defensive struggle here in the first quarter, Marty. We're at 5:30 and counting in the first quarter.
The 25.
Lonzinski tries the sneak, stayed on his feet, but still appears to be shy of the first. Maybe not. It's going to depend on the spot.
Just shy, I think, Marty. If I'm looking at it, I believe.
They gave him the first down. Jim Elliott says it's a Grand Central first down. Credit Lonzinski because he was stopped. It was all second effort. Well, now wait a minute.
Well, somebody said something from the Wilkes-Barre sideline. I think it was a sideline warning.
Original mark.
Because
short of the first down, 4th and 1.
I mean, at first it looked like Lonzinski was stopped short, but the second effort got him to the 27, which was enough for a first down, and they are giving a sideline warning to Wilkes-Barre.
I don't know if I wouldn't ask for if the official, very nicely, I'd say, sir, can we have a measurement? But
The spot.
You mean if you didn't precede it with some colorful language?
no, I would try to maintain my
10 now from the 28-yard
decorum. I can't even spell decorum.
New set of downs for the Dogs, 1st and 10. And this is going to be Bankus. Held onto the ball as Johnson was going for it, but a nice run on first down on a gain of 9 for Bankus.
Right side of that line. Great job right here.
Tackled by number 8, Naquan Johnson.
Need to be careful. Keep your arms inside. If you get your arms outside, they're going to get you at some point for a hold. That time the left guard and left tackle both did an excellent job.
2nd and 1. Play action. Lonzinski looking for Kishbaugh. He got it. Johnson knocks him out of bounds near the 20. Big play for a Grand Central. Bulldog first down.
I'll tell you what, that ball was in the air a long time.
With excellent coverage.
Kishbaugh had the defender beat early on.
Inside the 30-yard line.
Gain of 42 to Kishbaugh.
Kishbaugh had to turn around, did a great job of
47.
controlling his body to get around and make the catch.
Ball marked all the way down to the 22 of Wilkes-Barre area, 1st and 10 Bulldogs. This is Bankus. Bankus still on his feet. Picks up 6 to the 16.
I'll tell you what, that right side, Chase Shuckers
Right side.
and Liam Carroll both doing a great job moving their feet, moving the defender down the field.
And as you can see, due to the first down run by Bankus, the Bulldogs are the first team tonight in the Pocono Mountain Visitors Bureau red zone. 2nd and 4 for the Bulldogs. Going to give it to Bankus. Bankus found a hole, spun down near the 10. Should be enough for a Grand Central first down.
Zeroed in on that right side, Marty, getting good blocking, and Bankus hits the hole very quickly. Picks up
A first down.
a first down, ball at the 10-yard line, I believe.
And goal.
They're going to put the yard markers down, so they'll officially call it 1st and goal from the 10. On the Blaze Alexander Family Dealerships of Greater Hazleton scoreboard, 2nd possession for Berwick. The Wolfpack have had it twice, no score as we are under 3 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. First serious scoring threat of the night for either team. They're going to toss to Bankus, met in the backfield, and he'll be dropped for a loss. Coming through first to blow up the play was Sincavage.
Bankus on the toss.
Sincavage quickly up the field.
By Naquin Johnson.
Nothing there. You get somebody up the field like that, you have to either kick him out or get him on the ground. Berwick couldn't do either one, so we're going to have a loss of about 4, I believe.
Makes it 2nd and goal from the 14. Wilk in the backfield with Lonzinski, 3 receivers set to the top of your screen. And whistles stop the play.
Whistle before the play snap.
We have a flag down on the near side. Jim Elliott getting the call. It's a dead ball offsides on the defense. So it makes it now, as the penalty will give the lost yardage plus a yard back to the Bulldogs. 2nd and goal now from the 9.
Second and goal from the 9-yard line after the 5-yard penalty.
Referee signaling for the clock, and it starts.
And again, same look as before the penalty. And now, again, another flag.
Again.
Joe, if this ends up being 2nd and goal from the 14, I don't know what's just happened in the last couple minutes of my life.
You know what, Marty?
No, it's offsides again against the defense.
If there's an alignment problem, the official needs to let the person or persons know that.
Penalty marked off.
I don't think you just let the person keep lining up. You either tell the umpire there's a problem with an alignment or the referee.
So they go half the distance, ball just across the 5, 2nd and goal. Lonzinski looking for Wilk. Got it! Touchdown Bulldogs! A 2 Italian guys! Pizzeria! Touchdown Lonzinski to Wilk!
Well, you got Wilk on the linebacker. You don't have a lot of room down there. Nice throw by Lonzinski. Wilk with a very good catch. Linebacker just couldn't get there. Bulldogs up by 6.
And the left footer, Luke Peters on for the point after. Hold is down. Kick is blocked. It is good. That was a helmet I saw, not the football. Minute 28 left in the opening quarter. It's 7-0 Bulldogs.
Berwick 7, Wilkes-Barre 9.
You've lived with it for too long. That recurring joint or muscle pain that makes everyday tasks a strain and repetitive movement almost impossible. Why put it off? The sooner you seek treatment, the more options you'll have. The faster you'll be back in full stride. The latest non-surgical solutions. The region's only nationally ranked program. That's Orthopedics in Action at Lehigh Valley Health Network.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
The Barbush Automotive kickoff is taken by the Wolfpack out near the 25. It'll depend on the spot, but the Wolfpack looking to answer Berwick's opening score of the ball game. Lonzinski to Wilk.
Returns it out to the 25-yard line. From the right.
And I almost get the feeling, Joe, that was going to be the play, whether it was second and goal from the 14, the 9, or the 4.
Exactly.
They kept lining up in the same formation.
Wanted to get the ball outside, and as I said, ended up with Wilk ended up with a linebacker on him, and although it was a short distance because of the end zone, Wilk with a great catch after a nice throw by Lonzinski.
So they will mark it at the 25, 1st and 10. Handoff will go to Underwood, and not fooled in the least for the Bulldogs with the tackle for loss, Joe, is Alex Hacker.
I'll tell you what, Hacker up quickly on that pitch. They tried to toss it outside, right side, Hacker. As I said, up quickly, great run support. 2-yard loss for the Wolfpack.
Alex Hacker on the tackle.
And they're going to run that screen again. The Bulldogs blow it up, but coming all the way across the field is Nelson. He's across the 40. He's in Berwick territory, and he'll be knocked out of bounds inside the Berwick 40-yard line. Josh Kishbaugh pushed him out, but not before a Grand Central first down.
You're going to see right here, Marty. Now, Berwick closed on it, but the backside has to close also. He found a little crease, and I'll tell you what, some speed again before Kishbaugh hits him outside. First down. Marty, touchdown for Berwick was Wilk. 4-yard pass from Lonzinski. Peters with the kick, 9 plays. Bulldogs up.
After the gain of 41, Joe, ball 1st and 10 at the 36, it's Shiner. And Shiner rolls across the 35 to about the 33 for a gain of 3.
Shiner on the carry.
Nelson did he has good speed. I'll tell you what, as I said, came back to the field there as...
Looked like Sheptok holding his arm or wrist had to come off, so they stopped the clock for an injury timeout. I believe Jim Elliott may wind this, and I think Ciro Cinti is content to let it run. They're going to save their next play for the second quarter as the Bulldogs on their second possession march down 83 yards for the touchdown pass by Lonzinski to Wilk through a quarter. It's 7-0 Berwick.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Tune in and see all the unique places to stay and things to do in the Pocono Mountains. Watch PTN on WYLN.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
We welcome you back to Crispin Field for the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton Game of the Week, 7-0 Berwick Wilkes-Barre area Wolfpack with a 2nd down and 7. And McClary was taking the snap in the shotgun, but an offsides against the Bulldogs will make it 2nd and 2.
Marty, first quarter, Berwick 33 yards rushing, 46 passing, 79 total yards. Wilkes-Barre area, 2 yards rushing, 64 yards passing, 66 total yards, 2nd and short.
And McClary stays in as the quarterback, and he may have forced another offsides against the Bulldog defense. That is the indication it'll be a Grand Central first down via penalty.
Little discipline. Watch the football. I know you want to get up the field, you want to make a tackle, but crucial mistakes here. Just gave the team 5 yards on a first down, and they had a penalty before that. 10 yards total.
McClary is not going to get to the outside as he is brought down defensively for the Bulldogs. I believe coming up that was Braylon Hawkins.
Hawkins, I believe Slabinski was somewhere around also, so Berwick comes up with the stop on first down, 2nd and 11.
Howe back in at quarterback. Joel will have some scoring updates for you after this play. Howe looks right. Throws downfield. Has a man. It's caught. And Wilk will bring him down shy of the goal line.
The ball is completed to Gabe Saraceno.
Great job out of Trips, Marty. They did the fake, and they ran the man who runs interference wide open in the flat before Wilk comes over.
It was Saraceno on the catch, 1st and goal after the Grand Central first down in the Pocono Mountain Visitors Bureau red zone is the Wolfpack. And giving it to Nelson. No call yet. Touchdown, Wolfpack. The 2 Italian guys, Pizzeria touchdown. As the Wolfpack answer the Berwick score to get within a point.
Marty, power eye. They just ran it right at the Bulldogs, was able to get it across the goal line.
Joe, it's promised those scores. Dallas leading Wyoming Valley West 14-0, and near the end of the first quarter, 2 Matthew Bookman touchdowns up at Scranton Memorial Stadium have the Cougars in front of West Scranton, 14-0. Berwick came through and applied pressure on Corcoran, but he gets to kick through. 11-10 left in the opening half, game tied at 7.
Hey guys, this is Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton, Buick GMC. We are adding to the inventory, adding to the building, doing a bunch of upgrades, and adding to the team. I want to introduce you to some of these great players. Corey from Carbon County, Paul from Bloomsburg, Patrick from Stillwater, Chad from Bloomsburg, Berwick area, Werlin from Frackville, and Michelle from Cunningham. So whether you're from the coal region or the farm region, come see us at Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton. And remember this, we take the deals, you guys won't.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Have you ever experienced that super pushy salesperson who follows you all around? Not here.
Or wandered around that big box store looking for help in the appliance department, only to find the pink guy? Not here.
And we have an experienced, courteous sales staff here to help you find the perfect mattress, piece of furniture, or appliance with no pressure.
And don't forget, everyday low prices.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Wolfpack answers, ties the game at 7. The Barbush Automotive kickoff by Corcoran is going to be brought up by Bankus out near the 30. Looks like the Bulldogs will start right around the 28.
Returns the ball out close to the
Bankus getting it upfield.
And Joe, how often do we talk about good football teams and programs after you give up a score, you come up with that answer?
Exactly right. Redding made that tackle for Wilkes-Barre area. Marty, the Wolfpack.
That was Nelson on the touchdown run.
1 yard run
Corcoran came on for the point after.
6 plays, 75 yards. Howell 2 for 2, 65 yards, and they tie it up.
And big part of that 65 yards, Joe, was that great 41-yard catch and run by Nelson. Talk about a run. How about Bankus getting out near the 40? Gets about 11, and that's going to be a Grand Central first down for the Bulldogs.
I'll tell you what, Ryan Bankus has done a great job. He's a senior. They have him listed 5'7", about 160, but he can get it up the field. Good cut to the left side. A little bit of a crease. First down for the Bulldogs.
3 receivers set. Lonzinski looking. He'll sling it short to Slabinski. Broke a couple of tackles and then is brought down by Saraceno. But I think, are they going to say he came with a face mask? That may be the call.
Yeah, he tackled him high as Slabinski tried to come back inside. And let's see what the... a lot of time, offensive line doing a great job, and there you see it, as the tackle is...
Unless very late, I didn't see the face mask, and I apologize, but they're going to call it a 5-yard face mask, taking it to midfield. It's a Grand Central first down via penalty. And, Joe, I know our neighbors to the left, the Wolfpack assistant coaches, didn't agree with that call.
Not happy. I can relate.
Joe, as I said last week, you've been with me too long. You've been riding this undefeated streak for years.
Yeah, like I keep telling you, Marty, much easier from up here.
Going out of the fullback position was Bankus, but the Wolfpack were ready for him as he picks up just about 3. The funny thing is, during basketball season, Coach Flanagan says the same thing.
Yes, Coach Flanagan at Freeland MMI.
Athletic director.
Big
boys basketball coach.
Big Notre Dame fan there. You can't have everything.
I'm sure we'll be getting a text soon. 2nd and 7 for the Dogs. 3 receivers set to the bottom of your screen. They're going to sling it out to Wilk, trying to find running room as they string him out. It could have been a whole lot worse, Joe. I thought Wilkes-Barre area did a nice job of stringing him out. It was just the effort of Wilk to pick up what I believe to be a Grand Central first down inside the 40.
I believe it is a first down. Marty Berwick trying to run the same type of bubble type screen that the Wolfpack has run, and they pick up the first down with it.
First and 10, as Joe mentioned, from the Wolfpack 39. Play action. Lonzinski looking deep for Kishbon, just out of his reach, incomplete. He looked to have his step there, just out of his reach.
And I'll tell you what else he had. He had great protection. That offensive line doing an excellent job. Snyder on the left side. I mentioned Carroll. Shuckers on the right side.
And it was Mackay Nelson that was in the coverage, a very speedy player that we've seen so far tonight. And Kishbon looked like he had a step on him, Joe. Second and 10. Bankus straight up the middle. Bankus has the first down and more inside the 30. Another Grand Central first down.
Hartman in there with that offensive line also. You're going to see it right here. Excellent job. Excellent. Snyder, Hartman opening the hole, and Bankus. I told you, Marty, about his quickness to get to the hole, and then he takes it to the next level very quickly.
First and 10 from the 29. Bankus again, this time stood up by a host of white jerseys, but he keeps those legs churning. And they're going to rule him stopped after a gain of 3. Nice effort, though, by Bankus.
Tried to run the little bit of a counter with pulling right to left. Not a lot there, so we're going to look at second and about 8.
To the 27, check. Second and 8.
Lonzinski under center. Play action, he's under pressure, and the Wolfpack are going to get him. The ball's loose. Picked up by Shiner, but coming through first was Naquan Johnson on the pressure.
Here you see it, Marty. Quick up the field. As a quarterback, that's your man. As you come out of that fake, you have to be zeroed in on the last man in the line of scrimmage. I think there's some discussion about whether they feel the Lonzinski was down before the fumble. If we take a look at that again, we might get an idea.
And then the second Wolfpack defender was Jace John.
And our crew does a great job.
Only problem is you don't see that football, Joe.
You can't see the ball. And that's it.
Just watch at the top. See the ball there? I think the ball might have been out.
I believe you're right, Marty.
But there's no video evidence from our side. Lonzinski's body is blocking where the ball is. They called it on the field a fumble. I think after looking at it, you have to go with the call on the field.
Well, I think it was a good call. But as I said, the quarterback has to eye that last man on the line of scrimmage. It's either get rid of it quickly or if you're going down to take the sack, you need to hold on to the ball.
Now we've got officials talking to Coach Cinti across the way. Mike Bennett is out on the field. I'm guessing he wants an explanation.
Well,
now I'm wondering what's going on. They just put the beanbag down at the 28. Now I'm thinking they're saying he was down. I could be, unless there's a penalty. I'm confused, Joe.
Not sure what's going on. As the referee talks to Mike Bennett,
he's probably asking for it if it was down.
And as we said, when we look at this one more time, great job by our crew. That ball, I think, was out before the knee went to the ground.
But
there you see the ball.
Now, if we could keep it going, I thought Shiner was far further than the 41. Now, if we could keep going forward, guys. I think it was a fumble. Now I want to see where Shiner. Let's see what happened here. Picked it up. He got out to the 48. I don't know why it was brought back to the 41. A little confusing play there as Howe's pass incomplete on the far sideline. Josh Kishbaugh on the coverage for Berwick. I believe they were looking for Saraceno again.
Great job by Kishbaugh. Right on the route as Saraceno tried to go to the sideline after 5 or 6 yards.
And guys in our production crew, great job with that S.J. Kowalski replay and working with us as I believe that was Shiner, and he just got tripped up because it looked like he had a head of steam and only gets a gain of 3.
Couldn't see who got a arm on or grabbed his ankle.
Pickup of 3. 3rd and 7.
So on this 3rd and 7, coming down to the bottom of your screen is Mackay Nelson. In coverage, I believe, is Carmine Martz. They're looking for Nelson on the slant. Actually, he took all the coverage. Coming across the field for Wilkes-Barre area and being brought down inside the 25 is Naquan Johnson for a grand central first down.
I'll tell you what happened here. Again, linebacker on the wide receiver. And Johnson gets it down the field. Right at the 25 goes out. 24, Wilkes-Barre area with 6:51 left.
They're going to give it to Nelson. Nelson still on his feet. Gets down inside the 20 to about the 18. That'll move the Wolfpack again into the Pocono Mountain Visitors Bureau red zone.
Great push by the offensive line as well as the ball carrier.
(21-7) Dallas over Wyoming Valley West in the second. Ryan Mattias with a touchdown. Cougars lead West Scranton 21-0. Johnson goes in motion to the top of your screen. They're going to give it off to Nelson. And just getting him from behind was Slabinski, or that could have been a big gainer for Mackay Nelson.
Slabinski did a very good job getting off the block and making the tackle after a couple of yards, and you're going to see it right here. Sheds that block, is able to close very quickly.
What a nice play there by Slabinski, Joe.
Along with Dre Wilk.
Third and short for the Wolfpack. They'll give it to Nelson. Nelson still on his feet. Inside the 10 to about the 7. Grand Central first down makes it first and goal Wolfpack.
I'll tell you what, the Wolfpack can slug it out with you. Their offensive line very big. They're getting off the ball as we have a timeout call.
Timeout Berwick. Game tied at 7.
Timeout called on the field by the Bulldogs.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years.
BLB Auto Sales, a division of Barbush Automotive. BLB has deals that can't be beat. They carry trucks, vans, SUVs, sedans, and sports cars, and all at the lowest prices. Barbush Automotive can handle all vehicle repairs since they do it all. Check out their specials: oil change and filter, just $19.95. Alignment, $49.95. Professional and good people. Call 570-454-7571.
Coming out of timeout on the Blaze Alexander Family Dealerships of Greater Hazleton scoreboard in the second quarter. Tied at 7. 5:19 remaining in the half. But first and goal, Wolfpack. It's going to be Nelson. And he tried to elude one defender. That looked like Tristan English that broke through.
Up the field very quickly. I keep saying you can't run an offensive running play when you have people 3 yards up the field. That time, English, several other Berwick players up the field, second and goal.
And I told you we were getting a text. Coach Flanagan said he has 2 words for you. Go Irish.
I understand that. And they're at Chapel Hill tomorrow.
Chapel Hill. Second and goal. And we're going to get a timeout taken by the Wolfpack before second and goal.
On the field, this one called by Wilkes-Barre. They were first in that first half.
I guess we're keeping it here, Joe.
Yeah, Coach Cinti, I'm sure first thing on his mind, we have to come away with some points here as they have a deep penetration. They're at the 11-yard line, second down. They have been moving the football very well, Marty. Don't be surprised when they come out with spread formation to the field, try to do something off that trips look.
And Joe, I want to remind you that starting Wednesday at 7 at Sports Talk, your weekly source for Hazleton area high school football with head coach Dennis Bookman. He'll go over tonight's game with West Scranton that they're currently leading 21-0. Have a special guest from the Cougar football team. This past week's guest, Matthew Bookman, 2 of the 3 touchdowns tonight. And a look ahead to the big showdown at Harmon-Guy Stadium as the Cougars return home to play Rich Manello and the Dallas Mountaineers. It's Sports Talk starting this Wednesday at 7. They're going to go to Underwood, coming on the end around, and a big hit at the 5 by Kishbaugh.
I'll tell you what, that's a big-time hit by Kishbaugh. Underwood tries to get up the field there. It looks like, from our vantage point, he might have had something. They fooled me, went to the short side, but Kishbaugh quickly down the line of scrimmage, so we're looking at third and goal from the 5-yard line.
Nelson will go out wide to the bottom of your screen. Howe checks the sideline for the call.
A little confusion, looks like, as
they may take another timeout here.
I think you're right, Marty, because the clock was the play clock winding down, so we're looking at another timeout for the Wolfpack.
And it looks like getting lined up to the sideline to our left, Joe. I believe we'll hear from the Wilkes-Barre area marching band at halftime. Get a look at Jim Burns' halftime stats and highlights brought to you by the Pocono Mountain Visitors Bureau, all coming up in 3:47 of game action. And Wolfpack looking to capitalize on the first turnover of the night, set up by the pressure of Naquan Johnson, and then he came through with a nice play offensively that produced 27 yards for the Wolfpack and helped set them up here, 3rd and goal at the 5.
I think the Bulldogs thinking we need to get up the field. I think the Wolfpack, again, they're going to come to the wide side at some point.
Joe, as we saw there briefly, I hear they're waiting your arrival in Monoy City. It's the Golden Bears. Play host to Marion Catholic. We'll have all the action starting next Friday night at 7. Nelson lost the football, but he got on it, and he didn't get to Howe or Nelson, but it looked like Slabinski just being in the way slowed that play down.
I'll tell you what, Berwick did a great job here. They have somebody up the field right there. They have quick pressure from English.
4th and goal at the 11-yard line.
So it's going to be 4th and goal from the 11. I know Corcoran definitely has the leg for this if that's something that Coach Cinti wants to do.
I think Josh Kishbaugh was also up the field. So
we may get the 3rd and final timeout from Coach Cinti here, as the clock will go under 3 minutes.
I'm thinking, and I keep saying wide field, wide field, wide field. They've gone short side every time they've lost yardage or have run the play for no yardage. Berwick doing a great job of getting up the field, whether it be Slabinski, Kishbaugh, English, but they are doing a good job snuffing the play out as we look at the rest of our schedule here over the next couple of weeks.
We mentioned next Friday, and then the first of 3 in a row that will feature Coach Ark's Crestwood Comets at Hazleton, then home against Hanover area, and then they'll be back here in Berwick. So 3 straight, we'll get to look at the Crestwood Comets, but not before we head down to Monoy City and see those good people supporting the Golden Bears as they'll host Marion Catholic. And we saw him last year, Joe, Evan Corcoran. I think this is a very makeable field goal for him. 28 yards.
I wouldn't fall asleep if I was on defense.
McClary is the one holding. It's down. Kick is up. And no good. Wide right. So the Bulldog defense holds. And they'll get it back with 2 timeouts remaining. 2:54 left on the first half clock. All tied at 7.
Berwick defensively doing a nice job inside the red zone. And the Wolfpack come away with, after the fumble recovery, Johnson with the long pass down to Berwick's 25. Wolfpack cannot convert. Bulldogs go to offense. 1st and 10, they have 2:54, and as you mentioned, Marty, 2 timeouts left.
Here's the 50-50 ticket winner again. 204-952. 204-952.
So the ball be marked at 20, 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Looks like we saw earlier Sheptock left due to injury, back out there offensively for the Bulldogs. Lonzinski looking that way, tipped, and he was looking for Sheptock, but it falls incomplete.
Pass to the left.
Berwick again stalemated their defensive line, but one of the linemen got their hand up, I believe, and tipped that ball, so it's incomplete. Second down.
I believe tipping it was Cameron Hagenbaugh. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs at their 20. Lonzinski pumps. He's going to go deep, looking for Sheptock, got him! He falls down across the 45 in Wolfpack territory for a Grand Central first down.
Lonzinski with the throw. Credits, I'm sure, his offensive line with a lot of time. Then he steps up, and you see that offensive line still fighting. Sheptock behind the secondary.
Gain of 37 on the play. Lonzinski to Sheptock to the Wolfpack 43. They're going to give it to Bankus. Trying to bounce to the outside, cut it back, and will be brought down after a gain of 5.
Great tackle. Nelson making the tackle as Bankus tried to. He turns it up here, then bounces it outside, but Nelson does a great job of open field tackling. Second down for the Bulldogs.
Lonzinski pumps, now being pressured. Gets rid of it downfield for Wilk. Caught! Wilk! Touchdown, Berwick! What a play by Lonzinski! Great catch, Wilk! Bulldogs back in front on the 2 Italian guys. Pizzeria touchdown.
Lonzinski, he had some time. He wanted to go on the pump fake. Again, defensive line doing a decent job. Throws it up. Wilk just makes an athletic play, comes down with it for the touchdown.
38 yards. Lonzinski to Wilk, their second connection of the night. Peters back on with Wilk on the hold to try to make the lead 7 again. And it's good. 1:31 left in the half. Bulldogs up 14-7.
Point after attempt.
Hey, it's Todd Kern from Our Development. Some of you may know us as a company that only builds in our own developments like this one. But you know that we'll build anything, anywhere. If you own a lot and you need something built, just give us a call, we'll build it. We are a self-performing design-build company. That means we go from this concept to handing you the keys to this. It also means we do not hire subcontractors. Everything's in-house. And if you want to live in one of our developments, the view's not too bad.
And don't even think about me.
We welcome you back to Crispin Field on the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazelton Game of the Week. Bulldogs back in front after their defense held defensively.
They come up with 2 huge plays offensively, put it in the end zone.
Passes of 37 and 38 yards, which included the touchdown by Lonzinski. The Barbush Automotive kickoff taken by Underwood, and the Bulldogs meet him and bring him down.
Great kickoff coverage team. Marty, Wilk, 37-yard pass from Lonzinski. Peters with the kick, 4 plays, 80 yards. Lonzinski, 2 for 3, 75 yards passing.
Credit Tymere Wilkinson for leading that special teams charge in coverage. And the Wolfpack will start 1st and 10 from their 24. No timeouts remaining. So we'll see how much Coach Cinti wants to try to gamble here. And they'll give it to Shiner. He broke one tackle and gets about 5 out to the 29-yard line.
I think what you need to tell your secondary here is they have some speed. They can hurt you deep. Don't fall asleep back there. They come off a play action, do something else as they look at trips right for the Wolfpack.
Last minute of play in the second quarter. Shiner again, and gets again a nice gain of yardage, and I think they're going to give him enough. And they're going to move the chains. It's a Grand Central first down.
First and 10 from the 34.
Wolfpack very deliberate here. They'll give it again to Shiner. Stays on his feet. English will bring him down, but not before he gets across the 40 to about the 43, a gain of almost 9.
Didn't stop the clock, so we're looking at it. 22 seconds and running, no timeouts, trips. Left side, but they're content. Wolfpack content to run the dive right side, and I think that first down, so we're going to have a clock stop by the officials. Again, trips left.
And they'll down it. 6.7 seconds remains in the half. Now I guess we'll see how strong the arm is for Howe.
If you're going to do that, Marty, the big problem is Berwick has been up the field very quickly, so you're going to have time to get it down the field.
And hope that you were in Boone, North Carolina.
Yeah. Yes.
Nelson's at the top of the screen. Or excuse me, he's in the slot. They're looking for Underwood. He got forced out of bounds. 1.4 seconds remain.
Tried to get it to Underwood. Overthrew him.
So it becomes 3rd and 10. Even though the down marker across the way still says second. It should be 3rd down, but it doesn't really matter with 1.4 seconds remaining. Less of a defensive penalty, and they're just going to go with almost a sneak kneel down to end the half. The difference, 2 touchdown passes by Matt Lonzinski to Dre Wilk. Bulldogs lead it, and the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazelton Game of the Week at the half. 14-7 Bulldogs. We'll have more from Crispin Field right after this.
Get the most bang for your buck. You wanted to save money by cutting the cord, but you still wanted to watch your favorite shows and sports, so you added on and on and on. And well, now those add-ons are bills, and those bucks are adding up. Well, cut those bills and save with Service Electric. Service Electric offers hundreds of channels, video on demand, local programming, and choose the internet speed you need with Service Electric.
Memberships are available at the Valley Country Club in Sugarloaf. The new upgrades will leave you with a distinctive and unique experience unlike any other venue in Northeast PA. Call Frank Gradis 570-233-5328. Email vccpro@thevalleycountryclub.com.
We welcome you back to the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazelton Game of the Week at the half. 2 Matt Lonzinski touchdown passes to Dre Wilk, and the Bulldogs lead the Wolfpack 14-7.
50-50. Please report.
And maybe the key stretch here, Joe. Wolfpack get a turnover, force a fumble by Lonzinski, end up going down the field on a nice pass play to Naquan Johnson, but the Bulldogs hold inside the 10 after goal to go. And then the Bulldogs go 80 yards and get the go-ahead score here at the half.
Not quite understanding why they went short field 3 consecutive plays when the Wolfpack have a little bit of speed. They have a wide field to try to get some of that speed into the end zone, but Berwick did a great job on the 3 plays. Finally, the field goal was missed, and Berwick came back with 2 big plays, scored, made it 14-7, and we are at halftime.
And for as much as both teams, we saw Berwick last week, and you see it a lot tonight, they want to grind it out on the ground. And the Wolfpack, we always know under Ciro Cinti that they want to be physical. They want to match up man for man, and that's always been Ciro Cinti teams. It's been the big plays of the passing game that have been a big part of this opening half.
Exactly right. And their offensive line, I mentioned before, pretty good size. Berwick's offensive line, who right now are doing a great job enabling the Bulldogs to go up by 7.
We are just waiting to hear from the Wilkes-Barre area marching band. And they are getting into position and just about set to begin. We'll head it down the field level. And here are the Wilkes-Barre area marching band. Wilkes-Barre area high school marching band with their halftime performance. We thank them for that. We are at the half. Coming up, we'll get a look at the Pocono Mountain Visitors Bureau halftime highlights, as well as halftime stats compiled by our very own Jim Burns. It's all coming up. Halftime from Crispin Field. The Bulldogs lead at 14-7.
You've lived with it for too long. That recurring joint or muscle pain that makes everyday tasks a strain and repetitive movement almost impossible. Why put it off? The sooner you seek treatment, the more options you'll have. The faster you'll be back in full stride. The latest non-surgical solutions. The region's only nationally ranked program. That's Orthopedics in Action at Lehigh Valley Health Network.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Hey guys, this is Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton, Buick GMC. We are adding to the inventory, adding to the building, doing a bunch of upgrades, and adding to the team. I want to introduce you to some of these great players. Corey from Carbon County, Paul from Bloomsburg, Patrick from Stillwater, Chad from Bloomsburg, Berwick area, Werlin from Frackville, and Michelle from Cunningham. So whether you're from the coal region or the farm region, come see us at Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton. And remember this, we take the deals, you guys won't.
We live life in the cloud. It's how we work, how we learn, how we laugh. It connects us to the ones we love, near and far. We at Service Electric have been working hard to upgrade our system, a local company providing you the fastest, most reliable internet. No contracts, no bandwidth limits. You choose the speed you need, and Service Electric will take you as fast as you want to go.
We welcome you back to Crispin Field. It's the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton game of the week, and at the half, Berwick in front of Wilkes-Barre area, 14-7, and we are moments away from getting a look at the halftime stats compiled by our very own Jim Burns, and it's brought to you by Pocono Mountains Visitors Bureau.
Wilkes-Barre area, 8 first downs, 27 yards rushing. Berwick, that rush defense is doing a great job. 115 yards passing, 142 total, no turnovers, penalties 3 for 15 yards. The Bulldogs, 9 first downs, 54 yards rushing, 135 passing. 2 plays made up a big portion of that. 189 total yards, 1 turnover, and the Wolfpack could not score off that turnover after the missed field goal. 2 penalties, 10 yards. Berwick, 14-7 at the half.
That has been the halftime stats compiled by our very own Jim Burns, brought to you by the Pocono Mountains Visitors Bureau. That very same Pocono Mountain Visitors Bureau is going to sponsor the first half highlights we're going to be getting a look at. We'll start with the Bulldogs on their second possession. Lonzinski found Kishbaugh. Johnson knocked him out of bounds inside the 25. That set up second and goal from the 4. Lonzinski to Wilk. It was 7-0 Bulldogs on a drive that took 5 minutes off the clock. And how about the effort by number 3, Mackay Nelson? They've been running that screen to the far sideline most of the night. Berwick defensively took it away, so Nelson just went straight across the field before going out of bounds inside the 40. Then Howe would find Saraceno. Wilk can knock him out of bounds at the 1. This 6-play, 75-yard drive would be capped by Nelson's 1-yard run. The Corcoran kick would tie it at 7. Then the Wolfpack Johnson and John forced the fumble that would be picked up by Shiner. And the Wolfpack would get the first turnover of the night. Nelson came across the field, that sprung Johnson open. He would go 27 yards and be pushed out of bounds at about the 25. But the Berwick Bulldogs, Kishbaugh, big hit there defensively to help force this field goal attempt that would go wide right. And the Wolfpack could not capitalize. And that it looked like it almost hit the crossbar. The post. Lonzinski being pressured. Heaves it deep down the middle of the field to Sheptot for 37 yards. Then, 2 plays later, Lonzinski getting away from pressure, sets his feet, put it up for grabs and let the athlete go get it. Trey Wilk down with it. The Bulldogs would take a 14-7 lead. A minute 31 remained before half. And that's where we stand here at Crispin Field. Bulldogs 14. Wolfpack 7. That was the Pocono Mountains Visitors Bureau halftime highlights. But we got a whole lot more football to bring you. Third quarter next in the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton. Game of the week, you're watching it live on WYLN.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Tune in and see all the unique places to stay and things to do in the Pocono Mountains. Watch PTN on WYLN.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Have you ever experienced that super pushy salesperson who follows you all around? Not here.
Or wandered around that big box store looking for help in the appliance department, only to find the pink guy? Not here.
And we have an experienced, courteous sales staff here to help you find the perfect mattress, piece of furniture, or appliance with no pressure.
And don't forget, everyday low prices.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
BLB Auto Sales, a division of Barbush Automotive. BLB has deals that can't be beat. They carry trucks, vans, SUVs, sedans, and sports cars, and all at the lowest prices. Barbush Automotive can handle all vehicle repairs since they do it all. Check out their specials: oil change and filter, just $19.95. Alignment, $49.95. Professional and good people. Call 570-454-7571.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years. Coming soon to the Wilty Center at the historic castle, 700 North Wyoming Street in Hazleton, it's Jukebox Heroes Live. Check it out October 14th. The show starts at 8 and the tickets are available at eventbrite.com.
We welcome you back to Crispin Field in Berwick. The Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week. Getting ready for third quarter action. It's 14-7 Berwick in front of the Wolfpack. Some individual stats, Joe. First for the Wolfpack, Howie Shiner, 7 carries, 26 yards. Mackay Nelson, 7 carries, 17 yards, and the Wolfpack touchdown. Howe is 5 of 8 passing for 115 yards. Nelson, 3 catches, 64 yards. Johnson, 1 for 27. Sortesino, 1 for 24. For the Bulldogs, Ryan Bankus, 10 carries, 52 yards. Matt Lonzinski passing is 6 of 9, 135 yards, 2 touchdowns. Dre Wilk, 3 catches, 50 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kishbaugh has 1 for 42. Sheptok, 1 for 37. Wilkes-Barre area has run more plays than the Bulldogs, 31-24. Wolfpack also has the time of possession advantage, 12:49 to 11:11. But Berwick's yards per play, 7.9. to the Wolfpack 4.8. And Joe, you saw something that you wanted to mention from the first half highlights.
Yeah, Ryan Bankus made a great tackle on Lonzinski's fumble. That it was ruled a fumble by the officials, and if not, that looked like the person from the Wolfpack that recovered had some running room down the field, but Bankus did an excellent job of making that tackle, and the Wolfpack did not convert off that turnover.
So, Joe, a update from Scranton Memorial Stadium. Cougars, at least for a half, not accused of looking ahead. Wolf to Alex Pongrazi from 14 yards out. Right before halftime, Cougars leading at 27-0. And in the hunt for October at Citizens Bank Park, the Phillies leading the Braves in the third, 4-0.
Bulldogs will receive, Marty, as we start the second half. Both teams used almost all the time in the locker room, so obviously a lot of adjusting going on for the Wolfpack and the Bulldogs.
And as I said, Joe, it seemed like both teams were so focused on trying to stop the other offense's rush game, there was a lot of big plays through the air.
Well, I think one of the things, Wilkes-Barre area came out, ran that trips or wide slot to the short side. They were making pretty good yardage off of that. Then Nelson cut that back against the grain. Berwick's, the backside of their defense,
We will begin the second half.
opened up and there was a crease. Nelson picked up good yardage off that. I think both teams, the offensive line for Berwick, doing a nice job overall. Giving Lonzinski time to throw the football.
Now, is this both teams? Jim Burns says through the air, average completion, Joe, is 22.7 yards per completion. Corcoran on the Barbush Automotive kickoff. Taken by Bankus. Straight up the field. And Bankus will get hit by Saraceno, but not before he gets a nice return across the 30.
I said before, quick, and he brought it back to the
Drive of the second half.
Looks like they'll mark it about the 32.
31, 32-yard line.
And you know, a lot of times it's pretty when you go sideline to sideline and then try to find those open spaces, but Bankus last week and now tonight on kickoff returns, nothing better than just a straight line, Joe.
He does that on running plays also. Quick to the line of scrimmage, gets to the next level very quickly.
Wilk at the bottom of the screen. Going in motion is Kishbot at the bottom of your screen as well. They'll give it to Sheptalk. He gets pushed back and driven down on first down after a gain of 2.
Sheptalk on the initial carry.
Tried to go left side. First down, picked up a couple.
Center for a gain of 2.
Lonzinski with the play.
Second and 8 at the Berwick 34.
Sheptalk and Kishbot to the top of your screen on 2nd and 8. Lonzinski looks that way, slinging it out for Slabinski, and he couldn't control it. Falls incomplete.
Slabinski was the inside receiver off of trips. He was the tight receiver right next to the tackle. Ran a arrow to the flat, but couldn't handle the throw from Lonzinski. Third down. Bulldogs haven't had very many third downs, Marty. It's just 3rd and 8.
Lonzinski looking for Wilk. shot him incomplete. On the coverage was Trayvon
Sideline.
Jambitsky.
Wilk, too long incomplete.
It's going to force a BLB Auto Sales punt from the Bulldogs.
Good coverage. Ronzinski put it up. Tried to get Wilk again to make a play on the ball, but overthrown, so the Bulldogs will punt it away.
Wilk standing at his 20-yard line to punt the ball away for Berwick.
Wilk gets off the BLB Auto Sales punt, and again fumbled by Johnson. And we got a great look at it here, and it might have been the first time. I think Johnson's trying to catch a peek before he has the football.
I think one of the things he needs to do also is close his elbows, as well as watch the ball in instead of up the field. He wanted to take off left quickly. Didn't happen, but he had enough wherewithal, was under, knew where the ball was, fell on it, first and down for the.
Now, for a lot of the opening half, Nelson didn't play tailback, but he's the lone back behind Howe here on 1st and 10, and he'll get the ball. And again, the Bulldogs ready for him. Tristan English gets him around the ankles to bring him down after a gain of 1.
Mackay Nelson on the carry.
Barely a yard gain, forcing a second down, and about 9. As you mentioned, that the front 4 did a great job standing everybody up, and English in to make the tackle.
Now Nelson will go to the top of your screen out wide. The 3 receivers set to the top of your screen for the Wolfpack.
Trips left, split end to the short side of the field.
Howe looking for Nelson, tipped around, he caught it! Kishbaugh had tipped it, but Nelson stayed with it and brought it in for a Grand Central first down.
Berwick had very good coverage there. As Howe takes a look down the field. Nice job blocking by the offensive line, but Berwick is in great position to bring that ball down, but tipped. So the Wolfpack pick up a first down, 41-yard line of the Bulldogs.
Tossed Underwood to the far side. And he is stood up inside the 40 after a gain of about 4. And that previous play, I believe it was Underwood, picked up the blitzer coming from the outside. That also gave Howe time, so credit him as well.
The first 4 games, Marty, Berwick has put a lot of pressure on the opposing team as we look at a 2nd and about 6.
Play clock is at 10. Still maneuvering around on the Wolfpack offensively, down to 5. They get it off. Howe going for Johnson in double coverage, incomplete. Sheptock was there as well as Martz, I believe.
Sheptock and Martz, double coverage to field. Howe made the throw just a little bit out of the reach.
So it's going to be 3rd and 6 from the Bulldog 37.
Going trips into the sideline, wide receiver right, and the wide receiver to the right is Redding, I believe.
Some miscommunication. I don't know if Underwood wasn't expecting the handoff, but Howe had to keep it himself and dive forward.
Looked like a little bit of a sprint draw type look there, but nothing came of it, as you said, Marty. They may have had some communication problems. 4th down. Wolfpack will punt it away.
BLB Auto Sales punt from Corcoran. Short kick that takes a Wilkes-Barre bounce inside the 15. That's where Berwick will start leading 14-7, 8:35 left here in the 3rd. This game brought to you in part by Service Electric Cable TV and Communications, providing our subscribers with the highest level of service at the best value Bundle and save. Call Service Electric Cable TV and Communications. Their phone number, 570-825-8508. Service Electric Cable TV and Communications. So they're going to say the ball went out of bounds at the 20. As the ball is marked there. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. This is Bankus. And he gets stood up by a host of white jerseys. No gain on 1st down.
No gain. Bankus wanted to hit the left side, tried to turn to the right just a little, but there's nothing there. Defensive front for Wilkes-Barre doing a good job of keeping the play right at the line of scrimmage.
Special thanks to Breezeline. Under 8 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter on the Blaze Alexander Family Dealerships of Greater Hazleton 3rd quarter scoreboard, 14-7 Bulldogs. And they'll give it again to Bankus. And the Wolfpack ready for him again, holding him to a short gain of about a yard.
Ryan Bankus on the
making defensive substitutions. Because of the 3rd and 9, they bring in a host of defensive back types. Go to a nickel type defense.
Lonzinski on 3rd and long, being pressured, got it away, and just out of the reach of Sheptock, incomplete.
Had some pressure off the outside there, Marty, and made the throw, but like you said, didn't have as much time as he would have liked. Overthrew Sheptock.
So it looks like another BLB Auto Sales punt for the Bulldogs. As Johnson is back deep, but the Wolfpack should come away with pretty good field position here, Joe.
Yeah, they had the punt, and now the Bulldogs punting on the 4th down.
High wobbly kick. That's going to take a Berwick roll, and it's going to go to the 40. So the Bulldogs get a nice roll on the punt by Wilk. Wolfpack take over 1st and 10, and Joe, we mentioned Breezeline Communications. Want to thank them for helping us with our connection tonight, so we could be live in so many homes for this matchup in week number 5 already.
Marty, looked like a pretty good punt by Wilk.
Wilkes-Barre takes over.
First and 10, Wolfpack. Here comes the pressure. Kishbaugh, what a great job of bringing Johnson down after a gain of 1.
Tell you what, Marty, Spencer Kishbaugh is a player.
2nd and 9.
Did a nice job on coverage, and then on the tackle, forcing a 2nd down for the Wolfpack.
And Joey doesn't miss a trick. Jim Burns pointed out where you're down to 5 officials, but he hasn't picked out who we've lost. Looking for Nelson. On the coverage was Martz as it goes incomplete. 3rd and 9 coming up.
Berwick defense playing decent pass
Defending Sheptock.
defense as they force the 3rd down.
And Joe, I don't mean this as disparaging for the Berwick offense, but under Mike Bennett, very impressed through a game and a half. This is like Berwick defenses of old. Very good.
I agree.
And, you know, those Berwick teams that we talk about, they also always got that quick penetration from their defensive line. We're seeing it from this group. Here's Hacker with the sack from the blind side of Howe as he is still down. Big hit by Hacker as nobody picked him up. We'll look at it right here.
I'll tell you what, we've seen this a couple times. The back stepped up. Hacker just came hard off the corner, which we've seen before. Alex Hacker makes a big play.
Didn't have a chance, and he didn't see him coming, and Hacker just with full speed brought him down to force the BLB Auto Sales punt. Corcoran, wobbly kick, takes a Wolfpack bounce, and it's going to keep going inside the 20, and it'll be down at the 10.
Great bounce. That thing bounced 25 yards. As it looked like the Bulldogs were going to come off with pretty good field position, but Corcoran did a great job on the punt.
With the roll.
I believe some of your golfing buddies say that looks like one of your tee shots that hits the green and just with such velocity, there it goes.
I have not had too many tee shots over the last year, hoping to change that next spring, but
well, I know there's a coach in Freeland and a guy sitting next to you that's really hoping you can really come out cranking.
Me too.
Because you can't count on us. First and 10 for the Bulldogs. They'll go out of the gun. They're going to hand it off to Bankus. He got hit once, and Bankus spun just to get positive yardage. I believe that was Shiner that came up and hit him.
Nice defensive play.
They'll officially give Bankus a yard.
Inside tackle, my number 65, Dan Hargan, and number 30, Cam Hagan.
Bulldogs looking at 2nd and 9. Offense seems to have bogged down just a little here in the third quarter as we're looking at 4:50 left.
Lonzinski across the middle, and it's picked off! That's Shiner! And he went down inside the 20 at about the 11. Second turnover of the night, picked off by the Wolfpack defense.
You're going to see a crossing pattern here. Lonzinski tries to get over the middle. He had under coverage and also somebody over.
But I'll give Lonzinski this. I think I saw it in the beginning of that S.J. Kowalski replay. I think Shiner was blocked off from his vision by the umpire.
Shiner does a nice job of returning it, so Wolfpack again.
They'll start the drive in the Pocono Mountain Visitors Bureau red zone. They'll give it to Nelson. Bouncing to the outside. Touchdown, Wolfpack. 2 Italian guys. Pizzeria. Second touchdown of the night for Mackay Nelson.
Ran it right at the A gap, the center guard gap. He was able to take it up the field and cut outside for the turn. Nelson scores. Wolfpack looking to tie it up.
Nelson 2 scores for the Wolfpack. 2 passes by Lonzinski to Wilk. Corcoran will try to make this an even football game with 4:38 left in the third. The hold is down. Kick is up and good. This game is tied at 14.
You've lived with it for too long. That recurring joint or muscle pain that makes everyday tasks a strain and repetitive movement almost impossible. Why put it off? The sooner you seek treatment, the more options you'll have. The faster you'll be back in full stride. The latest non-surgical solutions. The region's only nationally ranked program. That's Orthopedics in Action at Lehigh Valley Health Network.
2 Italian Guys Pizzeria, 3 West Diamond Avenue in Hazleton has all your favorites, from pizza, hoagies, salads, entrees, wings, and sides. Always made with the freshest ingredients. Call them at 570-459-2783.
Bring you back to Crispin Field. 4:38 left in the third. Game tied at 14 off the interception by Shiner and the run by Nelson. Corcoran on for the Barbush Automotive kickoff. Try and angle it toward the corner, and this is Bankus again. And he'll be met by a couple of Wolfpack special teamers as he got out across the 20.
Marty Wilkes-Barre, Nelson, 12-yard run. Corcoran kick good. One play, 12 yards. There you see it. As Nelson takes it. Berwick had a couple people up the field, but Nelson was to the line of scrimmage before they got there. 14-14. Bulldogs start their offense, 26-yard line.
Wanzinski, quick drop, pass out to Lear. We saw him as the backup quarterback last week here playing receiver.
Left sideline
Ethan Lear,
to number 3, Ethan
Jr., does a nice job on the catch. Picks up 6 yards, looking at 2nd and 4.
24-7 start of the third between Dallas and Wyoming Valley West with the Mountaineers in front. Third touchdown for Matthew Bookman has the Cougars up in the third, 35-0. Here all tied at 14. Wanzinski's pass just out of the reach of Sheptok. That's going to bring up third down.
Intended for Sheptok, incomplete.
And about 4.
Sheptok tried to run the out pattern to the field. Good coverage defensively. Ball just out of his reach.
Ball marked at the 28 of Berwick. Game tied at 14, 4:26 left in the third on the Blaze Alexander Family Dealerships of Greater Hazelton scoreboard. Wanzinski being pressured, rolls out left, and he's going to be dropped after a short gain. Coming up to make the tackle, Gannon Redding to force fourth down.
Wanzinski flushed out of the pocket, goes left side of the formation, and is
Wanzinski here wanted to throw the out ball to the sideline, nothing there. Takes it up the field, but again, couple yards short. One thing you want to do here, I think, you tell your, if you don't go for it, you tell your long snapper, your punter, let's take an extended count. So if they get a little anxious, try to get up the field, you can pick up the first down on penalty. Doesn't happen. Punts away.
It's a BLB auto sales punt, and it's going to take a Bulldog roll. And it'll be stopped at the 38 of Wilkes-Barre area.
The punt for the
So the game tied at 14, 3:33 left in the third on the Blaze Alexander Family Dealerships of Greater Hazelton scoreboard. I have a moment. I want to thank the Third Base Luncheonette for supplying our crew meal tonight, as they have all season long. Third Base Luncheonette located just off of 9th Street in Hazelton. Many thanks to the Third Base Luncheonette.
After 2 near fumbles, Wilkes-Barre area decides to leave the punts alone, not to field them. They'll take over at the 37.
This is Nelson. He's got some room. He picks up the first down before Kishbaugh brings him down at the 49. Give him a gain of 11 and a Grand Central first down.
Here you go. Nelson getting a little crack. Runs out of a tackle, and then Kishbaugh saving tackle.
Kishbaugh on the tackle. 1st and 10. Wilkes-Barre.
Nelson, a 6'1", 175-pound senior.
Whistles from the sideline, and it's an official timeout. Wonder if we have an issue with the yardsticks, and I think that was the case. So they've gotten that corrected. 1st and 10 from the 49. Nelson again. This time the Bulldogs hold him to maybe a yard to midfield.
Not a lot there, Marty. Again, quick reaction from the linebackers. Defensive front doing a nice job forcing the 2nd down and 9.
This is Nelson again. He gets tackled from behind, but not before he picks up 5 to bring up third down and about 4.
I'll tell you what, a lot of people at the point of attack, Marty. Nelson now going to the sideline. Looked like he might have been banged up a little bit, but a lot of people at the point of attack. Nelson sort of gets lost in there, cut it back, and picked up decent yardage.
3rd and 4 from the 45.
So with Nelson on the sideline, as Joe mentioned, Shiner into the game on 3rd and 4. They'll give it to him. Lowers his shoulder, but the Berwick defense will hold him to a gain of about 2, 4th and 2. Maybe the first big decision of the night for either coach, and it's going to belong to Coach Cinti.
Wouldn't surprise me if he goes for it. I mean, obviously you can see you have two options. Or you punt it down. Hopefully puts it inside the 10. But I think Coach Cinti has decided to go for it. Watch for the quick count.
And I think that might be what we're getting here, Joe. Trying to draw them off. Now they're going to run it. It's Shiner. And he's bullying his way. Great effort. Inside the 40 for the Grand Central first down.
I'll tell you what, that was all ball carrier. It looked like he was inside. They were going to stop him, but he just kept moving his legs. And now they're going to a little bit of a hurry up as we're going to look at the first, picking up the first down. There you see it right there. And he just keeps moving his legs, picking up a big first down for the Wolfpack.
They're going to toss it as Nelson is back in, breaks one tackle, and he gets pushed out of bounds at about the 35-yard line.
Nelson on the carry does turn the corner.
Coach Cinti, I think, has decided, you know what, we're going to slug it out.
Picks up yardage.
2nd and 8. They have the speed to go outside, but right now they're just banging it out. Although Nelson ran that toss to the corner, picked up a couple.
And it's Nelson again. Lauren getting him from low is Tristan English.
On the carry.
English. Great job looking at and finding the ball carrier right here. Everybody's pretty much taking up the defensive front, doing an okay job, and English finds the ball carrier.
Call it 3rd and 10 from the 37. Clock continues to run. Play action. Howe downfield has a man wide open. Going all the way for it. Touchdown is Johnson. A 2 Italian guys pizzeria touchdown. Howe to Johnson. Wolfpack first lead of the night.
Johnson, and he takes it in.
Howe did a nice job with handling the ball there.
37
He was pretty quick. He made the fake.
Wilkes-Barre takes the lead.
And we're going to take a look at it here. Berwick up the field. He just makes a little fake here. He's not even turned around, Marty. That's a pretty good throw for not being turned and setting yourself. Johnson with the touchdown. Kick by Corcoran.
Good. 5.1 seconds left in the third. Wolfpack, their first lead, 21-14.
5 seconds remaining, third quarter.
We'll keep it here.
I'll tell you what, Marty. You have to credit Coach Cinti. How do you slow down a defense that's coming up the field? You screen, but if you make a decent fake, and that wasn't a great fake, but it was enough to freeze some people, and then Howard got turned around, not all the way, but he made a nice throw.
So with 5.1 seconds remaining in the third quarter, Wolfpack their first lead of the night at 21-14. Corcoran will trot out for the Barbush Automotive kickoff.
Evan Corcoran kicking off for Wilkes-Barre.
Low squibbing kick. That's going to be picked up at the 20-yard line, and the Wolfpack will keep the Bulldogs to about the 23. That'll be the last play of the third quarter.
On the ground.
The Wolfpack get a couple of scores. They lead it after 3, 21-14. You're watching the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton Game of the Week live on WILN.
Hey guys, this is Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton, Buick GMC. We are adding to the inventory, adding to the building, doing a bunch of upgrades, and adding to the team. I want to introduce you to some of these great players. Corey from Carbon County, Paul from Bloomsburg, Patrick from Stillwater, Chad from Bloomsburg, Berwick area, Werlin from Frackville, and Michelle from Cunningham. So whether you're from the coal region or the farm region, come see us at Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton. And remember this, we take the deals, you guys won't.
Coming soon to the Wilty Center at the Historic Castle, 700 North Wyoming Street in Hazleton, it's Jukebox Heroes Live. Check it out October 14th. The show starts at 8 and the tickets are available at eventbrite.com.
We welcome you back to Crispin Field, getting set for the start of the fourth quarter, 21-14, Wolfpack.
Marty Johnson, 37-yard pass from Hal Corcoran with the kick. Wilkes-Barre area goes up 21-14. They have the second half really played well, both sides of the ball.
So Lonzinski will come out with the Bulldogs in the blue going from left to right on your screen. They're going to come with an end around the Kishpaw. Read nicely by Wilkes-Barre area. That was Shiner that came up to make the play. Quietly, he's been a stud on both sides of the ball, Joe.
Yeah, inside reverse. As you mentioned, Shiner coming up, making a nice tackle on Kishbaugh. He's fired up, Marty. Wolfpack playing strong defense right now.
Shiner, maybe the big play to this point, that interception that's set up the tying score. Wilkes-Barre area has since taken their first lead of the night. Lonzinski looking, being pressured late for Wilk. Got him! Wilk down the sideline. He's gonna go! Touchdown! Berwick is third of the night. It's a two-tying guys. Pizzeria, Bulldog touchdown.
76 yards.
I think you have to credit the offensive line again. Lonzinski, a lot of time, 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, and is able to set. He throws it. Wilk behind the defender, takes it the rest of the way. 75 or 6 yards. Bulldogs looking to tie it up with the extra point.
For the point
and that'll be on the left leg of Luke Peters. Wilk to hold. It's down. Kick is up. Good. 52 seconds into the fourth. This game is tied at 21.
21-21.
You've lived with it for too long. That recurring joint or muscle pain that makes everyday tasks a strain and repetitive movement almost impossible. Why put it off? The sooner you seek treatment, the more options you'll have. The faster you'll be back in full stride. The latest non-surgical solutions. The region's only nationally ranked program. That's Orthopedics in Action at Lehigh Valley Health Network.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
The Barbush Automotive kickoff will be returned just shy of the 20 for the Wolfpack after the big strike for the third time tonight. Lonzinski to Wilk.
Already on that kickoff, return man ran into one of his own men. Berwick did good job on coverage. Wilkes, 76-yard pass from Lonzinski. Peters with the kick, 2 plays, 77 yards, 52 seconds. Tie ball game.
And a short gain of about 2 out across the 20 was Nelson.
What the coaching staff from Wilkes-Barre has done the second half, good job of mixing up play action and the pass. Been very successful with the run, setting those things up as we look at a 2nd and about 8.
Straight up the middle. This is Nelson. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown, Wolfpack.
That was just a quick hitter, Marty.
That 2 Italian guys pizzeria touchdown, the 3rd of the night for Nelson.
Nelson, you see it here, he just pops through. If you don't get a hand on him early, he's up the field. And as you said, Marty, his 3rd touchdown as he takes it to the house. Nelson finding that little bit of a crease at the line of scrimmage. Nobody slowed him down.
Corcoran's point after. Good. 10:18 left in the 4th. Wolfpack back in front.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years.
BLB Auto Sales, a division of Barbush Automotive. They carry trucks, vans, SUVs, sedans, and sports cars, and all at the lowest prices. Barbush Automotive can handle all vehicle repairs since they do it all. Call 570-454-7571.
Coming soon to the Wilty Center at the Historic Castle, 700 North Wyoming Street in Hazleton, it's Jukebox Heroes Live. Check it out October 14th. The show starts at 8 and the tickets are available at eventbrite.com.
Squibbing kick on the Barbush Automotive kickoff. It's going to be taken by Sheptok. He's hauled down and a flag. We may get a face mask here against Wilkes-Barre area. The fans during the break, Coach DeMelfi thought he was inside in an arena game as we calculated 3 touchdowns combined in the last minute 47.
And the last one, Nelson, 79-yard run. Corcoran, good kick, 2 plays, 81 yards, 50 seconds. We had a penalty there with a tackle by the helmet. I guess I'll call it a face mask or a horse collar. So they'll move the ball.
Now, Coach, remember this field is a little bit bigger. There's no boards.
Yeah.
5-yard face mask.
I looked at the 81 yards. It brought me back to reality.
So they're going to mark the ball at the 33 of Berwick. So similar situation to where they just were just moments ago, as we've stated. Down 7, 1st and 10. They're going to start with Bankus. Coming up to make the play from outside. That was Johnson.
Johnson right here. Stays low, has the pulling guard that was going left to right, missed him, and Johnson comes up with a big play on 1st down for the Wolfpack, who are up by 7.
Lonzinski looked right. Now he goes back for Wilk, and he just missed him.
Wilk looked like he had some room there, Lonzinski, when he made the turn. I don't know if he was just trying to get rid of it. Had some time, he looks. Then he had a little pressure off the corner, made the throw. Wilk almost came up with it, but it's incomplete. Bulldogs looking at a third and almost 10 yards.
Lonzinski being pressured. He's got to be sacked back at the 25.
Straight drop back and is
Sienkiewicz got there to force fourth down.
Keep saying the same thing, Marty. You got two receivers deep. The other one's about 25 yards. A lot of room between 10 and 20. That time, he had some time early, but then pressured and brought down, forcing the fourth down.
Under 9 minutes. Berwick.
Wilk will go back for the BLB Auto Sales punt.
Wilk standing at his 15-yard line. 10-yard line. Check.
High snap. Wilk gets off the BLB Auto Sales kick. And it's going to take a Berwick roll. Inside the 40. And down at the 36. So, Joe, I know you like this lot. 8:33 left in the game, and I think you think a lot like Ciro Cinti. He may go to that offensive line and say, now's the time for a time-consuming drive. It's in your hands.
Well, I think that's one thing, Marty, and that. But when you have a defense like Berwick's, who's very anxious to get up the field, you know, they stuff the first or second down, or first and second down. Now you're looking at third down where you might have to throw it a little bit. So maybe you come out early, try to get something on the corner with your speed rather than pound it right at them. I formation, they pounded it right side.
Nelson gets 3.
Nelson on the first down carry.
You're right, Marty. I'm thinking you get 2 first downs here. They're going to use up an awful lot of clock.
And they've got, where Wilkes-Barre area is directed, they've got the full scoreboard and play clock in front of them. The freshman Howe does not get under center just yet. And they'll give it again, and running hard is Nelson. He'll get the Grand Central first down. And Joe, it seems as this game has gone along, he's getting better and better.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, you have to give Howe a lot of credit, Marty. He's only a freshman, as you mentioned, but he has directed that offense very well tonight for Wilkes-Barre area.
Play clock at 15. They just come to the line now. Howe looking straight at that play clock. Gets under center at 7. They snap it. Shiner bounced off one tackle, but can't get away from English. And Howe may have hurt himself as he collided with Shiner on the handoff.
I'll tell you what he did, Marty. He didn't open up enough, and he does go down, but he didn't open up enough when he came out from under center. As we're going to have a trainer come out and look at Howe, and he collided with Shiner.
And I'm thinking we saw it for a couple plays in that opening half. I'm thinking they'll go to Javant McClary to take over as quarterback.
Injury timeout down on the field.
I think one of the things as you look at this, we're going to have a second down. You're going to have a new quarterback at least for a play. Let's see how up quickly, but he's going to have to sit for at least one play.
Get a look at it on the S.J. Kowalski replay.
Right here, he came back and he never opened up. He went straight back. When he come out of there, he needed a little bit of room.
6:56 to go in the game.
Joe, here in the second half, Mekhi Nelson, 11 carries, 122 yards and 2 touchdowns. The last one, the difference in this game is the Wolfpack lead 28-21, 6:56 remaining here in the fourth, and it is McClary that'll go under center. And he also checks out the play clock. Clock continues to run. I'm sorry, Joe.
It was an injury, so they restarted the clock.
And again, Nelson, this time only for about a yard to the 49. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 8.
3rd and 8.
I think they're going to stay with who's on the field. Howe stays on the sideline.
And McClary goes over to that sideline to get the play.
Going to be under 6 minutes when the ball is snapped.
And Nelson, I think, was going to the sideline. He went down. So the clock will stop at 5:57 as they're going to go, and I believe it's Nelson, the one that they're looking at. Almost wonder if he cramped up, Joe.
The trainer's out working on him. Maybe we'll see Howe come back out now, as there's going to be a little bit of a break here with the injured player.
The timeout on the field is an injury timeout.
Needless to say, Marty, big 3rd down for the Berwick defense.
Because if you think about it, if the Wolfpack are able to pick up the 1st down inbounds, they could get this to 5 or under.
If they make a 1st down here, it could be 4 and under before the Bulldogs see the ball.
Play 3rd and
absolutely. 8. I mean, both teams with 3 timeouts remaining. If the Wolfpack get this 1st down, then it becomes on Coach Bennett. When do you start using those timeouts? That's when you have to use those timeouts as we had a discussion between Coach Cynthia, I believe, and the official, and he's coming over, the referee is, to talk to Coach Bennett. I'm not sure what they are pointing at, if it's the game clock or the play clock. And I'm wondering, are they asking to get a message up here to the press box they want time on the clock? I see somebody coming in here. I think they're going to be putting time on the clock, Joe. Let's see what they end up doing.
We're putting
6:14.
6:14.
So they put 17 seconds back on the clock. Probably that was why Coach Cynthia didn't look very pleased.
Exactly. At this point, the clock is his friend. Don't want to see them put more time on, but they do. Clock is now started.
So McClary will just check the play clock, which is approaching 10 seconds. We go under 6 minutes remaining. Play action, McClary's going to keep it! He's got open field as Sheptock brings him down, but not before he picks up the Grand Central 1st down.
On the fake left, roll out right.
Bulldog defense, again, very anxious to get up the field. Nobody is signed to the quarterback off the bootleg. Everybody after the ball carrier or would-be ball carrier as that, and the clock continues to move as that bootleg. Big play for the Wolfpack.
Sorry, Joe. Great play by McClary, but Howe is back in the game at quarterback. And they're letting that play clock run down to 5. Give to Shiner.
I think one of the things defensively with number one, you stop.
Shire.
First time out taken by the Bulldogs.
Down carry picks up 1 yard. The Bulldogs call a timeout.
Believe we're keeping it here.
One of the things, Marty, you're going to make the stop. You have to start going after the football, trying to cause a turnover. as we look at 5:08, and we said if they picked up the first down, they being Wilkes-Barre area, the Bulldogs may not see the ball until it's 4 minutes or under.
And especially, it looks like Coach Bennett has decided to start using the timeouts. If you end up using all 3 timeouts and the Wolfpack get another first down, they're going to take even more time off this clock. As
you think defensively, you're thinking I'd like to use 2 strategically, keep 1 for the offense if you can.
So with 2 timeouts remaining for Berwick defensively, they face 2nd and 9 from this Wolfpack offense. Going straight up the middle, Nelson back in the game. He'll get inside the 35 to about the 33-yard line.
Picks up 2 tough yards.
Another big third down.
And Coach Bennett is going to let the clock run. Now, basically what this is, stop them on 3rd down, then we'll take that 2nd that you alluded to earlier.
You could do it on 4th down. Think about the options on 4th down and 5 or 6 for Wilkes-Barre area. Corcoran has a good leg, but I don't know about going after the field goal if that happens. Let's see what the 3rd down comes up with.
Johnson in motion to the top of your screen. Nelson trying to find running room. Snyder brings him down, and now Berwick will take their 2nd timeout, stopping the clock at 4:19. No gain on the play for Nelson, so it's going to bring down 4th and 5.
Long 6, short 7.
Actually, it should be 4th and 6. I apologize. Now, with it being 4th down, Joe, defensively, I don't think you could fall asleep on play action either.
There's no way, not with the array of plays I've seen from the Wolfpack right now. You got wide field left. They have speed. They could take advantage of wide field. You have short field to the right side. They've done very well running to the short side, except for the 3 plays when they tried to go short side when they were at the 10-yard line when Kishbaugh came up with a big hit. They did not come away with any points. So
4th and 6 from the 33. Howe will go out of the shotgun. Howe goes the short way, high, and knocked out of bounds. They'll give him the completion, but shy of the first down.
The Bulldogs are going to take over now.
But he is knocked out of bounds.
They have 4:14.
And as you mentioned, left with 1 timeout.
1 timeout. They're going to have the sideline to
take over.
Work with the sideline as
of the 4th quarter.
The Bulldog defense comes up with a big play, 4th down and 6. They stop them just short of that 1st down marker.
Play gain 4, they needed 6. Ball marked at the Berwick 29. As Joe mentioned, 1 timeout remaining for the Bulldogs. 4:14 on the clock. Now the scoreboard says 2 timeouts, but the Bulldogs used 2 on that defensive possession. They only have 1 timeout remaining. Lonzinski looks left, throws, got it to Lear. And he'll be knocked out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot. It looks like they'll give him the 37, a gain of 8.
Good throw. Good play call. Picked up 8 yards. You don't have to go 45 or more every play, Marty. You still have 409. In the NFL, 409,
37.
You can go to sleep and wake up a half hour later. They'd still be playing.
2nd and 2. Lonzinski looking for Sheptalk. He got hit by Johnson. Forward progress has him at the 41. That's good for a Grand Central 1st down. The other thing, Joe, with the time remaining and the timeout, clock stops on the 1st down. They can still run the football as well.
Exactly right. Good throw. Nice catch by Sheptalk. Picks up the 1st down.
They gave him to the 42.
Now you got to be careful here. You don't want somebody jumping a route on you.
Low snap. And Lonzinski got away from 1. He can't get away from 2 and 3. Johnson got the sack.
Lonzinski
Low snap.
fumbling the snap, cannot recover, and he is tackled.
Lonzinski really didn't have much of a chance here. Right here, looked like he wanted to get rid of it, but nobody was open downfield, so
A loss of 9, Joe.
Takes a big loss.
And then the clock continues to run at 3:20 and counting. You see it on the Blaze Alexander Family Dealerships of Greater Hazelton scoreboard. Lonzinski pumps, now being pressured, looks to get rid of it. The defense looking for grounding. I think they may say there was a player here in the area.
Pass goes incomplete.
Again, Marty, that 10 to 15-yard range is very doable. But when you have 2 receivers deep, nobody in that range, he had time to throw, but pressured late.
And necessarily, you don't need all 19 here. You can get about half and make it manageable for 4th.
If you can throw it 7 or 8 and they can pick up 4 or 5, that's going to be give you that chance at 4th down.
Here comes the pressure again. Lonzinski is going to be sacked from behind.
Wilkes-Barre tackles Lonzinski from behind at the 31.
I believe that's Ian Bednar.
Again, looking downfield, nothing there.
4th and 22.
Great job chasing the
I apologize. That was Howie Shiner again.
Shiner coming from behind. Good hustle by Shiner.
Berwick will take their final timeout.
You have to use it, Marty.
They have to get all the way to the Wilkes-Barre 48. They've got 4th down and 23.
Tough situation to be in. Going to have to come up with something. Again, offensive line's going to have to anchor because Wilkes-Barre area probably will come with a 4 or 5 man rush. They're going to have at least 6 or 7 people in the secondary.
And the go-to guy tonight has been Wilkes, so I would think Wilkes-Barre's attention will go to number 7.
I believe Wilkes-Barre comes in with that nickel-type coverage again. They're going to have 4 linemen, maybe 4 defensive backs, and 3 linebackers as the Bulldogs with the timeout, and they come back on the field.
So 4th and 23, they need to get the ball to the Wilkes-Barre area. 48, they are out of timeouts. Are the Bulldogs. 3 receiver look to the bottom of your screen.
Looks like 3-man rush unless they come with the backer.
Lonzinski hit by Johnson. It'll go incomplete. Wilkes-Barre gets the hold on downs and they'll get the ball back with 2:30 left.
I tell you what, that's a good job. That's a 3-man rush. And they're able to get off the corner. They got pressure.
At the Berwick 29.
And the Wolfpack will take over. Berwick has no timeouts left.
And you never know when the momentum will come, but they get a special teams play where the ball gets down at the Berwick 10. 2 plays later, Howie Shiner gets the interception, sets up the tying score. Wolfpack end up getting the lead back 2 different occasions, and they look like they're 2:30 away from going 3-2.
Played very well here in the second half.
This is Nelson. Nelson will go out of bounds, but picks up the Grand Central first down at about the 15.
bounces outside here, out of the I formation, completely shut off the corner, the fullback, and the offensive lineman to that side shut off the corner.
First and 10.
Good yardage.
Nelson bounces off the pile. He's going to go. Touchdown, Wolfpack. His fourth of the night. It's a 2 Italian guys. Pizzeria. Wolfpack touchdown.
Tell you what, Nelson is putting up some big touchdown numbers. He bounced that outside. Berwick looked like they had it, and here it is out of the eye again, right there. Great penetration.
Point after attempt.
He just bounces outside, and there's nobody else there. Secondary is in pass coverage. They're looking for a receiver.
Joe, 23 carries, 172 yards, 4 touchdowns. Corcoran's kick is up and good. 2:18 left. Wolfpack lead at 35-21.
2:18 remaining in the contest. Wilkes-Barre, 2 touchdowns.
We'll keep it here.
21 over.
And what a second half for this Wolfpack team. But Nelson put up big numbers offensively, but I still go back to that Shiner interception.
I tell you what, Marty, I'm impressed with Wilkes-Barre area. They have some speed, they have some size, they're able to get the ball up the field. Defensively, they've made some nice plays. Nelson has had a huge night rushing the football, scoring touchdowns, and pretty much put it away for the Wolfpack. They're up by 14 with 2:18. Bulldogs, no timeout. So
Corcoran getting ready for the Barbush Automotive kickoff. I apologize, Joe.
Marty Nelson, 15-yard run. Corcoran with the kick, 2 plays, 29 yards. Nelson, 2 rushes, 29 yards. And as I said, the Wolfpack have played an inspired second half.
And a squibbing kick. That'll go to Sheptok at the 15. He's across the 20. Sheptok gets across the 35, and he'll be brought down finally at the 42 by Gannon Redding.
Good return by Bo Sheptok.
And I think we can't overlook the contributions of Naquan Johnson. A couple big plays in the passing game, including one for a touchdown on a play action where he got wide open. He's had a couple sacks tonight, and then that 4th down stop where he hit Lonzinski as he was ready to throw to force the incompletion.
Exactly right, Marty. And I'll tell you what else we can't overlook. A freshman directing this offense for Wilkes-Barre area.
Very well coached. He did not rush anything as they look to take time off the clock in the 4th. Lonzinski's pass batted down. He picked it up and loses the football. This may be Wolfpack football.
This way.
I believe Redding came up with it. Wolfpack ball.
That was
They're going to look to run it out.
And then he fumbles the ball.
You see Lonzinski knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Lonzinski was able to retain after that, but then fumbled. Wolfpack.
I believe that was Sinkavich that got a hand in there to knock it away, and the Wolfpack came up with the fumble recovery. And we have a Wolfpack player down back at their own 40, and almost thinking cramping again the way they're stretching him out, Joe.
Exactly right. And we look at 2:02 left, and
let's talk about the Wolfpack here, Joe. Last week, a hard-fought game against Hazleton area. Probably gave them the biggest battle to this point, as we talked about. The Cougars look to be on their way to 5-0. Lose a tough one at home, 20-7. Start off a little slow here, but second half they bounce back real nice.
And you know, you have to look at the coaching staff, credit them for keeping the Wolfpack leveled. And in all ball games, Marty, you're going to have peaks and you're going to have valleys. And if you can keep your players on a fairly even plane, you're going to have a better chance to win. And I think Ciro Cinti and his staff did that tonight. in a very good fashion.
And the other veteran on that staff, Eddie Michaels, he came away with a lot of different looks defensively that got pressure on Lonzinski, especially when they got the lead. And
the second half, and part of it was a good adjustment. But again, when you find a team that's always trying to throw it 30 or 40 yards down the field, you have to be able to utilize the under area, the 10 to 15, 18-yard area. Get the ball to somebody and let them pick up the first down with their legs. Easy for me to say.
And I think in looking at this from a whole, I think if you ask Coach Cinti, a total team effort.
There's no doubt. They've played very well offensively, second half, defensively better than the first, but they're going to come away with a W and go to
3-2, and they welcome the Crestwood Comets at home next Friday. Berwick heads to Wyoming Valley West next Friday.
We're under a minute, clock running.
Only one more kneel down, Joe, is all that the Wolfpack need. Hal could get this under 40 and take the snap. And he'll take a knee, and the Wolfpack will head back to Wilkes-Barre area with a victory in 3-2. Next week we head to Monoy City and get a look at the Monoy area Golden Bears. They'll play host to Marion Catholic. We'll be on the air next Friday night at 7. Wilkes-Barre area with a strong second half. Come away with their third victory of the season, a 35-21 victory on the road at Crispin Field. The Berwick Bulldogs fall to 2-3. As we mentioned, they'll hit the road to take on Wyoming Valley West. The Wolfpack head back home to take on a very tough Crestwood Comet team that they'll get at home next Friday night. This game is over. And Joe, your final thoughts.
My final thoughts are that the Wolfpack, we talked about this earlier in the week. I was talking to some people and I said, they're a team that can hurt you. And they have some speed, they have a little bit of size. Didn't realize Howe was a freshman until tonight, but he did a great job of keeping him level and driving the bus, as we say. All credit. Bulldogs played well. I thought they had some big plays early, but then Nelson, with his night, really hurt them.
Nelson got better as the game went along with the adjustments made at halftime. He had a big second half, and unfortunately for Berwick, they couldn't overcome those 2 turnovers, including that critical one in the third.
Exactly right, Marty, and it's really tough many times to overcome a turnover.
And the other big play, Berwick had just gotten the big play from Lonzinski to Wilk to tie it at 21. 2 plays later, Nelson came off that big run, and the Wolfpack didn't look back.
And we talked about Nelson there. When he hit the line of scrimmage, nobody really got a hand on him. When he got to the second level, he was moving at full speed, took it all the way.
Some quick individual stats from Jim Burns. Howe, 9 of 13, 177 yards and a touchdown. Nelson finished 23 carries, 172 yards and 4 touchdowns. Nelson, 4 catches in the passing game, 83 yards, so 255 yards of total offense for Nelson. Johnson, 4 catches, 70 yards and a touchdown for the Bulldogs. Lonzinski was 11 of 21, 231 yards, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Wilk, 4 catches, 126 yards, 3 touchdowns. Wilkes-Barre came up with a big second half, 197 yards rushing, 177 through the air, 374 yards of total offense. Berwick had that big game rushing last week, only 40 yards on the ground as a team, 231 through the air, 271 yards of total offense as the Wolfpack come from behind for a big 35-21 victory over Berwick on the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazelton Game of the Week. As we say goodnight from Berwick, for our director Barry J.S., for stats by Jim Burns, For Joe DeMelfi, I'm Marty Burns saying so long. Once again, the final score, Wilkes-Barre area 35, Berwick 21. Join us next Friday night from Monoy City as the Golden Bears of Monoy area play host to Marion Catholic. Will be on the air next Friday night at 7 from Monoy City. This has been a WYLN Sports Special presentation. Good night from Crispin Field in Berwick.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.